Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by Digital Card Enthusiast. My name is Nate, also known across the internet as Thrawn Omega, and today I wanted to provide you a review and a walkthrough of the theme deck Battle Mind. This is from the Unbroken Bonds expansion of the Pokemon trading card game, and we're going to pull up the deck list here. This deck is probably the closest I would call Nintendo to coming to false advertising for any theme deck. They've got Mew splashed across the cover. Mew's very prominent in the advertising to want you to get you to buy this deck. And this is not a Mewtwo deck. This is a fire deck which happens to have Mewtwo in it. If you're relying on Mewtwo to try to win the game, you are probably going to lose the game. So let me explain to you how this deck goes about its business. This is all about evolving your fire Pokemon, slapping as much fire energy on them as you can, and then doing huge amounts of damage. Rinse, repeat. I seem to be having some talking issues today. So, Darumaka, you can search for flame energy. Its evolved form, you can search for 3 energy cards and put those into your hand. Meowth here lets you use Catterday to draw for cards. Litten will also let you draw for a card. Its upgraded version Torracat can deal 20 damage and burn an opponent. And then when you get it to level 3 or stage 2, you get the strong cheer ability. Your Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage. This can either be Incineroar when it's in play, or if it's on the bench, it is cheering on whatever is out as the active Pokemon. And that active Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage. You'll notice with Incineroar here, Flamethrower, discard an energy from the Pokemon. Here with Darmanitan, also discard all energy from this Pokemon. And not so much with Salazzle. This is your one Pokemon that will let you keep your energy. However, its ability is you may discard a fire energy from your hand to draw 3 cards. Turtonator, Explosive Jet, discard any amount of fire energy. This does 50 damage for each energy discarded this way. So all of these cards have some form of discard and energy effect attached to them. You've got 2 Fishermen in the deck. Put 4 basic energy card from your discard pile into your deck. And this is largely the reason Mewtwo is in this deck at all, is the Battle Mind or the Mind Report ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench at the start of your turn, you may put a supporter card from your discard pile on top of your deck. So you want to hold Mewtwo, wait until you've used an ability like Fisherman to get energy cards back, and then slap Fisherman on top of your deck so you can use it again, or take a card like How, where you can draw 3 cards so you can do it again. A Welder, attach up to 2 energy cards from your hand to one of your Pokemon if you do draw 3. So again, you have multiple uses of that. And really, that's the only reason you'd want to use Mewtwo. Mewtwo works as an okay backup. 70 attack for 70 damage for an attack is decent, but it takes 3 energy to power up. It's 2 energy to retreat this. The ability isn't going to be relevant in a whole lot of matchups, except it can get through some shield abilities. So there are a few very specific matchups where you may want this. But otherwise, if I was playing this deck, I would view Mewtwo as an afterthought and basically a card retrieval engine while you are leaning on your fire Pokemon here to deliver the beatdown. That's kind of an overview on how the deck works. It is a fun deck. I enjoy playing it. I just kind of wish Mewtwo was not so eminently featured because this is not a Mewtwo deck. Let's take this in action in one game and show it off how it works live. Alright, we are facing one of the new decks. I didn't catch if this is the Zacian or the Zamazenta theme deck as loaded in. Is hitting the record button. Opponent will be choosing the coin flip. I win. Second. Pokemon seems like the only TCG where I would rather go second. Going first has the advantage of being able to slap an energy on your Pokemon and use potentially more powerful attacks sooner, but having the ability to use a support card on your first turn to fish through the deck and find other things you want to set up your overall strategy just seems really, really powerful. Catterday is going to go down here. Turtonator is going to go on the bench. I want to start drawing some cards off of Meowth to set up the overall game engine as quickly as possible. The Zamazenta theme that our opponent is playing. Litten was a good find here because Torracat's in hand for the next turn evolution. Now I'm going to play Lily because it's most effective this turn to draw up cards in hand. Put down the Sandlit, put down the second Litten, and draw 2 cards. Here's Mewtwo. As I said, Mewtwo is a reserve card, in my opinion. It is one to be held as late as possible. And instead rely on fire Pokemon to be dealing your damage. This appears to be an advantageous matchup for this deck too. All of those Pokemon are all metal type and have a weakness to fire. And I'm going to be representing a bench full of fire Pokemon here in the near future. Triple smash, 30 for each heads. Pretty good for 1 energy. Now I think I have to put that Litten out there as a sacrificial lamb, unfortunately, because it's not going to get powerful enough to do much before it gets knocked out. Incineroar can get powered up pretty quickly after that. Gonna play How to draw 3. And now at this point I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put Mewtwo out to get How back. We'll have another 3 draw next turn. Oh, I misplayed this here. I could have evolved Torracat, this one into Torracat, put the energy on it, and burned Ferrothorn. So I missed 40 points of damage there and a burn. That was a big misplay on my part. Given the opponent an opportunity to make up for their type disadvantage by missing points of damage myself. Energy set. You may move all energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Does the opponent do that, or do they just take the... They will just take the 100. Upgrade Incineroar. The Fire Energy there. Use How to draw some cards. Litten. Flamethrower. Discarding the Psychic Energy. I will take care of Ferrothorn, and now the beatings continue. With no energy on the board there and all of those weak to fire. Only 2 energy in the discard pile, so it is not worth using a fisherman yet. I lost rock, paper, scissors. I wish there was some animation that showed you like a rock, paper, or a scissors as you're playing it. I mean, you can infer from the results what your opponent picked, but it'd be a little bit more satisfying to see some kind of a hand or a couple Pikachus playing rock, paper, scissors with each other on screen or something. Drew some cards. I will keep it simple here and throw down flamethrower attack. If you have 2 energy of the same type, it doesn't make you choose. It will just discard one automatically. Now here, when you've got 4 fire energy in hand like this would be a good spot to use Welder. Could attach 2 fire energy to Turtonator, which would enable drawing 3 cards, and that does not count as the energy usage for the turn, so could also put one on Incineroar at the same time. The opponent's still making their moves here. Order. Okay. So, like I said, let's start with Welder. And put 2 fire energy on it. We'll draw 3. Throw down on the bench Darumaka. Energy play for the turn is on Incineroar. And just continue the type specific beatings here. Prize cards left to get. This is pretty busted strong in this matchup because 90 plus 30 is 120, double is 240, which means all of those Pokemon can get 1 shot. Pull from the bottom of our deck this time, grab 3 cards. Throw an energy down here. I've got to admit, this is not the most interesting game we've probably ever seen with this deck, but as you can see here, the ability exists to use Welder to slap some fire energy on Turtonator to power up that ability. We have our backup Pokemon here ready to go. You saw Mewtwo bring back for me a How. At this point in the game, with more discarded energy, bringing back Fisherman would be the better play. Ooh, Zamazenta does go off and takes care of Incineroar. But that's okay, we got Turtonator here. That evolution now. This deals 50 damage for each energy discarded. I would want to use... I would only need to use 2. Because energy is doubled due... damage is doubled due to weakness. Let's use Fisherman here. So I can demonstrate what I've been saying everybody should do. Grab 4 energy. Now put Mewtwo down to get the Fisherman back, so we can get more of that discarded energy. The Explosive Jet. Sacrifice 2 energy. It does 100 damage. Wait, did I miscalculate? It doesn't... weakness doesn't go into that? Well, the opponent conceded. I thought that should have doubled to 200 and that would have been good enough. Oh, 375 coins? Are you kidding me? That's by far and away the most I have ever seen from a box. Well, we're going to leave that in the video. I had never seen more than 100 before. So, want to thank you all for hanging out with me and checking out the video today. If you found this entertaining or informative at all, I would ask you to please consider hitting that like and subscribe button to keep in touch for more digital card game content across the entire genre and lots of games, but definitely continuing with the Pokemon TCG as well. Thank you all. Hope you have a good day.